In this world, we have countless new innovations, one of which being food irradiation, a strange innovation for people's food to make it safe to eat by killing bacteria. However, as everyone is quite aware over the years, we have had it plastered into our minds that radiation is dangerous and can cause the death of millions of people. So, how can this be safe to eat? Well, let's get into it. Firstly, food irradiation has been around for 100 years now and continues to be improved on and overall bettered for its consumers. Now, with that out of the way, this method of food preservation, known as food irradiation, is a way to kill bacteria on the base of the layer of the food to make its shelf life longer and overall safer to eat. Let's get into the history of food irradiation. First, we have 1895, when the first X-ray was made. At the time, no one had any clue of the many uses like food irradiation and medical uses. After this, in 1906, we have the addition of scientists using irradiation on some plants inside of a flower bed to see the effects in different concentrations of the irradiation. Towards the 1930s, we have the first patent on the name food irradiation after it was found to kill a bacteria known as trichinella from multiple different tested foods without negative side effects on the food or its consumption. 33 years later, we can see the FDA approved this method for the preservation and contaminant cleaning of food worldwide. In the same year, NASA facilities start using this method to keep astronauts from getting sick in space. 1997, the World Health Organization, the International Atomic Energy Agency, and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations come together to try to lift the amount of irradiated food people are allowed to eat. Finally, we have today, where over 100 years, we have started to see the downsides, finally, to something that we have been eating in mass. It is still being researched and deciding on if the benefits outweigh the disadvantages and if we have a choice in the matter. Now, with that, let's get into the disadvantages and the advantages. Some of the pros that we'll look at first is the way it kills bacteria and foodborne illnesses so that we are able to keep safe from deadly illnesses to some degree. Also, when looking into food irradiation, we can see that it's not making the food irradiated just because of the name. Because of the low amount of ionizing radiation needed to kill the bacteria for it to die, this means that there is no real downside when it comes to safety benefits in radiation. When looking at the cons, we can see that the price and its effect of food and viruses is a problem. Starting with the price, we can see a clear, large increase from when it was added to most stores around the world. The difference was around double its previous amount from its release to now. This is because it takes a lot of money to run an irradiation plant, from anywhere from $4 to $7 million for construction maintenance. Secondly, we have bad results when trying to fight off viruses, meaning that over 1,000 viruses are making it through for every 100 bacteria it kills. Finally, we can see that it is doing really bad things to the molecular level of our food, making it form dangerous and unhealthy molecular structures like benzene or formaldehyde, which have downsides such as fluid in your lungs, cancer-causing effects, and, on the smallest cases, irritation and nausea. All things that are terrible. With that, we can say, well, what can we say? We know some more than we knew before, and we can probably switch our diets for the third time this decade. But even though that we know it's doubled in price and causes cancer and has been overlooked for 100 years like so many other things, doesn't sound like a win. But it is, because now, with this knowledge, you can do something. Because if we tell the government that it's a big enough problem, then they must do something. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, we can make the world a healthier place for our children and future generations alike. This is Ryan, signing off.